Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Matt.
I'm Megan.
I'm Tracy.
I'm Lauren.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Grandpa.
I'm Joel.
And we're some of the Veggie boys.
And girls.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. Today we are dealing with a very, very wet day on the farm. Well, actually the past 2 days have been pretty wet. We have now got over 3 inches of rain in the past 2 days, which to be honest is a little bit overwhelming because that feels like more rain than we've gotten all summer. But it is what it is. Even though it's raining outside, there's plenty of stuff that needs to be harvested. And what is that? What is what? That's a big puddle. What's a puddle?
You mean those things that you fall in?
That's not funny. Now yesterday on the farm it had rained all day and we had to do some picking. When I tell you I was completely soaked, I was completely soaked. Like there was not a dry spot on my body. But that's okay, we have days like that. We are now down around back. First things first, I got the eggs collected and I got the chickens all fed. It is pretty sloppy from all that rain that we just had, so Daniel was doing a little cleaning up. And now that he's finished, we're working on feeding the cattle. Chickens are all taken care of. We just got the cattle fed and we're just about ready to move on to our next job. We have a few more things we have to do and then we'll be ready. Well, we thought we were finished down here, but we were doing some looking around and we noticed the chickens didn't have near as much feed as we thought they did. Something like that usually takes priority. We have all of our orders picked already, so that we don't really need to worry about that. What would you call like 4 monkey wrenches thrown into your morning all at once? It's starting to rain. Like it's sprinkling right now. We can't grind feed in the rain. I don't know what's gonna happen. We're gonna be moving on to a different job here soon. That's all I know. Since we got so much rain, it made everything pretty sloppy. So what we did was we loaded all that stuff onto the manure spreader and I'm taking it up into one of our fields that's just gonna be cover crop for the winter and I'm gonna spread the manure there. I wish this window was here. I'd close it. That stuff stinks. I got the manure spreader unhooked and then on my way out, I somehow shocked myself with the fence. I always seem to do that. But anyway, I'm on my way home. Now you guys have seen us grind feed quite often, but it's just a cool opportunity. It allows us to know exactly what our animals are eating. It's cool because that means we can regulate the feed. If our chickens need more of one thing or our cattle need more of one thing, we can always add or take out when we grind our next batch. Well, that's a big job accomplished. Honestly, I didn't think we were gonna get this done today because the forecast has scattered showers basically all day. But we got a little time where it wasn't raining, so we were able to get it done. A little slippery, the forklift is skidding out. Keep getting over. All right, straight back. Nice job, you're like a professional in there.
I don't know what I'm doing.
You could have fooled me. You want me to open the door for you?
Daniel broke the door handle.
Now you can't lock anybody out of this truck, but you can lock yourself in it?
Yes.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I thought we were gonna get out into the fields this morning, but it was just one of those days where there was plenty to do back here at the farm. It's nice that we weren't in too crazy of a rush this morning. I don't really think we have any orders to pick. Well, at least not for today. We might have orders to pick tomorrow, but it was just nice not to be in a rush. Alrighty, let's see what we're having for, We are having sandwiches for lunch. That looks good to me. We just got finished with lunch and now we're getting ready to head out with the truck. After a long morning of working back here at the farm, we're finally heading out to the fields. Whoa, if you're coming, can you bring one basket?
I just send a basket of these back. That's good, Daniel.
First things first, we got some spaghetti squash picked. Now we're grabbing some butternuts.
I can't figure out why they call Joel a butternut.
It's about that time of the year where you need to have plenty of squash back at the farm market, but we only need a little bit of spaghetti squash and a little bit of butternuts back there. So that's why we grabbed some. He didn't even wait for us to get on the truck. He just drove away. Why would he do that?
He actually told me not to get on the truck.
Why? He wanted you to walk?
Yeah, he said it's right this way. And then he drove off.
If I'd have known it would have taken you so long to walk down here, I'd have made you get on the truck.
Here. Look at that. Yellow zucchini split from, what do you think that split from, water? Or
I'm thinking that's not a yellow zucchini there, son. I'm thinking it's a yellow squash.
You guys know how out west, when they're harvesting in those really big grain fields, they'll have tractors drive up near the combines and unload on the go? Well, here in northeastern Pennsylvania, we've got basket auger wagons that keep up with the zucchini pickers. And that way we can keep unloading zucchini on the go. They're calling for me, I gotta go.
And on a serious note, the yellow squash, that split from too much water. The yellow squash more than likely wasn't used to taking in that much water at a time, and when it did, just split it right open. This is why I put on the muck boots for picking today. Kind of wet.
When I was down here this morning, the water was level with all the plastic rows.
There's quite a bit of water still here. Now we're just getting the zucchini loaded up, and then we'll be moving over to our next job. What are you doing in my truck? Our next job is harvesting pickling cucumbers. So we're gonna try and get our rows finished.
Could you imagine if we were doing silage today and Daniel was trying to pull out those big heavy wagons with that 110?
Oh, that wouldn't be good. He'd be sliding all over the place.
He would be.
I think someone missed this one a few times. As we've been harvesting the pickling cucumbers, it's obvious that they really enjoyed that 3 inches of rain that we got. With all the headaches we dealt with back at the farm this morning because of the 3 inches of rain, that was kind of frustrating. But when we came out here and saw all the good that the rain did, kind of makes you feel happy. From what I've seen, all of the pickling cucumbers are beautiful and they have really nice size to them. We did notice a little bit of splitting in the yellow squash, but that happens when you get a lot of moisture really quickly. The only other thing we would ever be concerned about when it comes to rain would probably be our tomatoes. This is our last planting of tomatoes, and as you can see, they're looking really, really nice. And we're kind of fortunate that they're on the pinker side, because if these were dark red, there would be the chance that they could split. However, it's been really dry, and the ground soaked up a lot of that moisture, and thankfully, it was a slow rain. Everything soaked right in. It wasn't just a pounding rain. That can cause some issues. It's kind of cool out today and the weather's gonna stay cool. If it was hot and humid, maybe we would enjoy a little bit more rain, but we're good for now. Now, sometimes we will see that people think we're being a little too rough with the vegetables that we harvest. Maybe we're dropping them in the basket from too high up or something like that. maybe being too rough with the plants. Well, I can promise you that the plants are okay and the vegetables are okay. We've been doing this for a really long time, and believe me, my dad would yell at us if we were doing something that was harming the cucumbers or any other fruit or vegetable that we were harvesting. Something I will say, we do seem a little rough sometimes, but that's just because we're trying to move fast. We want to get this job done and move on to the next. We always have so much work going on, we just need to get these jobs finished. We just got finished harvesting all of the pickling cucumbers. Now we have to get them all picked up. There was plenty here, which makes us really happy. Just got all of our pickling cucumbers loaded onto the truck. We got a nice haul. We're gonna take them home and get them unloaded. If I'm being 100% honest with you, that rain really helped us out. And if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have been able to grow this channel. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing. And if you're already subscribed, liking the video helps us out a ton. Are you coming onto the truck? Are you gonna unload the cucumbers? Here you go. Come here, come here, come here, come here. Oh! Whoosh. Here, let's take you up here to mommy. I could have used you out in the fields. All the cucumbers are so low to the ground, you could have picked them all for me.
Oh, look at she's going for a ride.
Yep. Oh. Final count is 21 red baskets of pickling cucumbers. We're all finished with picking for now. We are moving on to getting our test plot all set up. For those of you that don't know, we actually plant a test plot of seed corn. And then what we do is we grow all that corn, we examine it, we do little studies on it to see how it grows. And this year was a very important year because it was so dry. Now there's a lot of farmers in the area that are curious about this information. So what we're gonna do now is put our signs up so that everybody can tell which variety is which. Dad and I have now made it out to the field. Now this field right here is our test plot. There are many varieties of corn planted along here. Now my job is gonna be putting in these poles in between each variety, and then Dad is gonna be coming through with the signs and attaching them. So I'll give you a little example of how I know where to put the stake. Inside our row, we have left a marker where our new variety starts. So this is our new variety. So we count over 1, 2, 3. Now we use a 6-row corn planter, so we want to put our stake or our sign between 3 and 4. And we're doing it that way to make sure that every sign is right in the middle of each variety. I wonder where this new variety starts at. This is Mom's variety, it's short. All the posts have been going in pretty easily, except that one. There's a big rock under there somewhere. It took me a few tries. I had to move it around, but I got it. I did it. But anyway, yeah, things are going smooth. I was calling this variety our Joel variety because it was pretty tall and kind of good looking. But anyway, it looks pretty nice in here. The ears could be a little bit larger, but that's to be expected in a dry year. But from what I'm seeing, pretty nice stuff. Now, some of you may be looking at this sign and you don't really understand what's going on with the numbers and letters, but this P stands for Pioneer Brand, 07 stands for the day, 107 day corn, and 32 is just a number that they use to identify it. So P0732 is this corn variety. And then the Q stands for the traits that this particular corn has. Now, I know that's the way Pioneer does it. I'm not sure about like other corn companies, but right here we have Pioneer 104 day. Here's to help identify it. And this has the Q traits there. This is another 104 day corn. And we've got another 104 day corn. And then right here, this POO, looks like it says poo, but it doesn't. POO, P00 stands for Pioneer 100 day. Hey, your poo corn is looking really good.
I'm raising poo corn. I am putting the product numbers on the posts so it identifies the rows of corn. Every 6 rows is a different kind of corn. And the reason we do this is we plant it all in the same area here so it has the same weather and everything, and we see how it grows in the area.
Yeah, we're putting these varieties basically against each other. We raise corn here every year. Usually you'd want to rotate your crops to prevent disease, but we plant this corn in the same exact spot so that there is disease pressure, so we can see how the corn stacks up against it. Same soil, same pest pressure, same disease pressure, and we keep track of all that information so that when we harvest it, we can see how it all was affected. We got all finished with the corn, so all of that is labeled. And now we're moving on to our beans. We have a few variety of beans that we are testing out this year, and I've just about got them all staked. There's one more I gotta finish off. Dad, I need a zip tie. And we are done. After Dad and I got home from getting all the signs in place, I was in here just filling up anything that needed to be filled up. The farm market's only open for a little bit longer, so I'm just gonna stay in here and help out where needed. Everything is all put away, so that means we are done for the night. Callie! Yay! Alrighty, we made it into the house. Grammy, what are we having for dinner tonight?
Wings, zucchini, potatoes, and chicken tenders.
Oh my, that sounds like a good time to me. We have now got everybody at the table. Dinner is looking good, and when everybody's at the table, that means this is where we're gonna end the video. I would like to thank everyone for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye. Bye.